with a passing nor'easter kicking up the surf at high tide in Ortley Beach on Monday. Tomsburg Mayor Thomas Kelleher said officials have been busily preparing for Hurricane Joaquin.
Came along about a week before the storm. We started meeting on a daily basis under the direction of our OEM Director Paul Daly out at police headquarters, and we had everybody around the table every morning who was possibly involved. The police, fire, EMS. We had the schools involved because they would run the shelters and the school buses. We had administration, public works, public information, just so that everybody was at the same table. That worked very effectively, and we were able to solve problems as quickly as they arose. And so, knowing that and having had that good experience, we started doing this just the other day, as a matter of fact, with respect to the anticipated storms here now.
Part of the preparations include shoring up the dunes in Ortley Beach, which was hardest hit during Superstorm Sandy, with 300 tandem loads of sand. But officials say the impending storm points to the need for the Army Corps of Engineers Dune project, which has long been delayed.
I'm here with Council President Carr and Councilman Whitman talking about Hurricane Sandy and about the impending effects of Hurricane Joaquin.
As we were talking, we had indicated that the Army Corps is in the process of getting or re-getting these easements and what have you. And as Councilman Whitman and I have both said numerous times, as well as the rest of the council administration, we're constantly talking with the DEP and the Army Corps of Engineers. We're meeting with them, emailing, phone calls. We've had meetings with them. And of course, nobody's happy about how slow the process is going. We understand it's a tough process, getting the easements. There's a lot of layers of government that we need to go through and do the reviews. But everybody, including the residents here, have been frustrated on how long it's taking. So we're hoping that just this threat of this hurricane is just another eye opener. Obviously, we thought Hurricane Sandy or Superstorm Sandy would have been that eye-opener and things would have progressed faster. Now that we see something that had the potential to do, probably not as much damage as Superstorm Sandy, but certainly some damage. And it's affecting our beaches, and the flooding right now is low. We're ahead of the curve. We've learned a lot. So, we're much better prepared. But at the same time, we hope that the Army Corps looks at distances. The threat is real. And we got to get this Dune and the beach replacement moving faster.
We'd like to see more sense of urgency on the part of the DEP in obtaining these easements, because it's not so much Tom's River, it's the other communities. And the issue is that if they don't go to court and condemn the properties that are the holdouts, then the project can't actually begin. And so there's a number of holdouts in various towns. And Councilman Carr sent a letter on behalf of the council to the DEP asking them for transparency and to provide to us a list of the easements that they've obtained to date and where they are in terms of the process, in terms of a progress report. We haven't really received a response on that, and we really need a response back to say, okay, of the 250 easements or thereabouts, how many have they actually obtained? What's the status or the progress in terms of where they are in the process of condemnation on some of those projects? Because it starts with the survey, then it goes to an appraisal. Then after you get the appraisal, you have to issue a letter to the property owner, telling them, here's the value. We'd like to offer you this amount for your property. If they refuse that amount, then you can go to court, but you have to follow those steps. And to date, we haven't had any indication from them in terms of where they are with the process on those 250 easements. We know where we are with Tom's River, but not
right.
The rest
and it is important to know
the area.
We've been ahead of the curve. I mean, Tom's River has always been out in the forefront. We've gotten the easements. We've met with the homeowners associations. We did our part. And but we can't go to other towns and get them moving faster. And we need the DEP and the Army Corps of Engineers to push a little harder.
Yeah.
The ball's in their court right now.
Now, there's been talk of them possibly doing this in phases. Is that still part of the discussions?
It's still part of the discussions. They've not committed to it. Originally, they were firm that they would not break the project up. Now when they see what's happening with the easements, if they can get enough easements in sections, they'll mobilize if they know they're going to continue moving forward. They haven't made a firm commitment, but at least we got them leaning towards looking at the project in phases.
You have to get a couple towns, so even if you have 1 or 2 holdouts, that's going to prevent the work from continuing. So we really need to get them to give us an idea, on a map and a spreadsheet as to where the easements are, where they are with the easements across the community, and not just, we have 40 out of 250, or we have, the number that isn't important as much as where they are in the process, so we can understand that and come up with a game plan so you can get the contractor to mobilize, because the equipment's very expensive, and they're not going to mobilize unless they have sufficient area to cover with the dredge.
Yeah. Okay.